This is domestic coverage on top Accolade News. We're starting with a focus on politics. Former Bayelsa State Governor and serving Senator Dickson has condemned the current administration for prioritizing political ambitions ahead of national development. Speaking during plenary session at the National Assembly, Dickson said the government is more interested in 2027 elections and defectors than solving Nigerians' problem. This shows growing frustration within legislature over perceived neglect of pressing economic and security challenges.
Henry Seriake Dickson, Bayelsa West. As it has clearly been stated, even from this aisle, from this side, it is clear that no one in this chamber is opposed to an extension if it has become necessary so that the machinery of government continues to run and does not grind to a halt. But clearly, nobody is satisfied about the situation that we have found ourselves in, because we are all inundated with complaints all over. Government has grounded, that's what it means. Contractors who have done their jobs, committed their resources, cannot be paid. Maybe there's too much concentration on receiving defectors all across the country, and people are not looking at it. Please. Mr. President, I have the floor.
You started very well, end very well.
I have the floor. I have the floor. Because the business of the Nigerian people, for which we were all elected, all of us and the President of the Federal Republic, is not moving forward. That is the reason this motion and this bill has become necessary.
Still in politics, the Labour Party caucus in the House of Representatives has condemned the reported demolition of a property linked to Peter Obi's family in Lagos, calling it a disturbing act of political intolerance. Speaking through caucus leader Honorable Efan Ekoku, the lawmakers accused the Lagos state government of targeting 2023 presidential candidates and warned that such actions undermine democracy and threaten civil liberties. Obi, in response, decried Nigerians' worsening human rights situation, warning that unchecked lawlessness discourages investment and endangers ordinary citizens.
You can see things that are here. Nobody could remove anything. Is that how I come to work? They just came suddenly, started demolition. You know, if my brother didn't have a brother like me, they would. He wanted to enter here. They said, no, you can't enter. We have court injunction. What about court injunction that allows somebody to enter into another person's property, refuse him for removing his things and everything, and demolishing everywhere? What about court injunction is that? We are finished with the country.
Still in politics, Labour Party's 2023 presidential candidate Peter Obi has urged President Bola Tinubu to shift focus from infrastructure to national security following the killing of over 100 people, including soldiers in Zamfara State. In a statement on Wednesday, Obi said Nigeria is at war and warned that the nation's rising death toll mirrors that of war-torn nations. He stressed that governments must now prioritize saving lives over ceremonial functions, adding that the soul of the nation is bleeding. More on politics. There was an uproar in the Senate on Wednesday over confirmation of Dr. Michael Odey, a Cross River indigene, as chairman of the Rivers State Independent Electoral Commission, RSIEC. Despite objections from senators who described the appointment as unethical and politically insensitive, the Senate approved his nomination, citing constitutional backing. Supporters argued that no law prohibits Nigerians from serving in any state. Odey's qualification and naturality were also cited as reasons for his selection. Still talking politics, the Nigerian Senate passed the 2025 Rivers State budget totaling 1.485 trillion naira, following President Tinubu's submission after the State Assembly suspension. Senator Abdul Nengi raised concerns over a 50 billion naira pension provision, urging oversight to ensure proper disbursement. The budget now awaits assents for implementation, replacing the earlier version nullified by the Supreme Court under suspended Governor Similaye Fubara. Now in energy, The Nigerian Upstream Petroleum Regulatory Commission has issued formal notice to over 40 oil firms, informing them of the impending expiration of their petroleum prospect license on June 27, 2025, and outlining strict conditions for extensions, including a $5,000 application fee, proof of completed minimum work obligations, financial commitments, and incorporation of regulatory funds. The affected licenses awarded during the 2020 marginal field bid round risk termination if the companies fail to meet the stipulated requirements under the Petroleum Industry Act 2021. Now in education, the Niger State government has closed down Ibrahim Bada Musa Babangida University following deadly armed robbery attacks on students. Secretary to the government, Abubakar Usman, announced the shutdown Wednesday night, citing security breaches and loss of lives. The government pledged to restore order, investigate the incidents, and bring perpetrators to justice, while urging the university community to remain calm and cooperate during the closure. Now in entertainment, MultiChoice Nigeria has cut down the price of the DSTV decoder from 20,000 naira to 10,000 naira, aiming to regain subscribers and ease financial pressures on customers. CEO John Odey announced the offer on Tuesday under the We Got You campaign, which includes a free package upgrade for users who renew their current plan in full between June 16 and June 31st. The move follows the company's loss of 1.4 million subscribers between 2023 and 2025 after repeated subscription hikes. Now in sports, 30 years after promising houses to Nigeria's 1994 African Cup of Nations winning Super Eagles, the federal government has begun handing over the long-awaited allocations, with former striker Efan Ekoku receiving a letter for a home in Abuja presented by housing minister officials to his niece, Lisa Jennifer, underscoring a renewed commitment to honor the squad's patriotic service and completing a pledge first approved for implementation in 2022. That is the domestic news updates for now on Top Accolade News. Do stay with us for more domestic updates and developments. I am Blessing Bassi.